The following stories are inspired by documented paranormal encounters. Some locations and identities may have been changed to protect the people involved. These stories may be disturbing for younger audiences, and listener discretion is advised. This podcast is based on true events.
Hey, I'm B, she, they.
Hi, I'm Dalia, she, they.
Hi, I'm Brandon, he, him.
And this podcast is based on true events.
Okay, I once again had a little bit of an issue during that. However, that one was more mental because instead of getting my mouth stuck in my teeth this time, I thought I had that feeling like you have a feeling like you're about to swallow spit and choke on it.
Yeah.
I thought I was like, that's about to happen, and it didn't.
I just watched you swallow spit.
It
You went.
was, yeah, because I hadn't yet, but it was still on the precipice. Like, I need to get rid of this. Like,
It's like very
Don't
cartoony,
ever
right?
make that noise again.
Cartoony.
Oh my god. I'm leaving.
well,
Bye,
welcome
B.
to episode 22. Another double dump. One more time.
What?
Let me try that one again.
Another double. Was that a spell?
Another double number episode.
It's been double digits since 11.
Well, no, like
double numbers.
1
Oh,
1 2 2.
okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
2 2.
Another one.
Okay.
Another one.
Another one.
I don't know.
And
about
I wouldn't
you.
be wrong either way. It would still be another double number episode. Another double digit episode.
Yeah.
It'd be the
Don't hurt yourself.
Quick math.
13.
Quick math.
The 11th.
No.
Actually, the 12th.
Yeah. 12.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16,
Hold on a
17,
damn
18, 19,
minute.
20, 21.
Before the
22.
smoke starts rolling out of
10
my
to
ears.
20
13?
is 10 episodes.
Wait.
Okay.
Before.
10 to 20 is 10 episodes.
That's correct, yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so then episode 21, episode 22. This would be the 12th double digit
Boom.
episode.
Big
I feel
brain.
like you guys are wearing like teacher outfits, and I'm sitting I'm in the only stool in the class with like a dunce cap, just like trying my hardest. You guys got a blackboard and everything that you're writing stuff down in chalk on, trying to describe how to count to 10, not 12, 9.
I was a teacher for 10 years. Don't.
I'm not a teacher, but math was my favorite subject. Quick math.
So while the smoke continues to pour out of my ears, what's the vibe check with y'all today?
Fantastic. Here, thriving. 30, flirty, and what is it? 30 flirty, and thriving.
You're not 30. I am 30 next
I'll
month.
be 30,
30, flirty,
in
and squirty.
2 years. I'm about to be 28. Close enough.
Nobody heard that. Except for you, dear listener. This will be our little secret.
What about how old I am?
No.
He said something
doesn't
while
matter.
we were talking.
It doesn't matter. It's okay.
He wanted to be heard,
Only they
but we
know.
were having
Okay,
a
that's all right.
conversation.
I'll hear it. I'll hear it later.
I'm sure I'll hear it while he's editing it. It's fine.
It's really funny. You guys should...
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I'll text you when I hear it.
You'll forget.
No, like that's a reminder right there. Like she just
Yeah,
reminded
I
herself.
just said.
That's fair. You're right.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah.
Hello, future B. How are
Hello,
you doing today?
future me.
I hope all of us are having a good day on the day that we're listening to this.
I hope your ass is fighter.
I hope your ass is fighting
is
for its life.
fatter and your smile is brighter.
Hope your ass is fat. Your ass is fighting for... Why am I...
Are you Scottish? Did you get some secondhand for me?
I feel...
What is happening?
So like what you guys don't understand is like when I try to talk about anything, well, I just try to talk in general. My brain always feels like it's fighting for its life to not like tumble over itself because I never. You're supposed to think about what you're saying and then say it. I don't do that. I just
don't either.
start talking.
Brain
And
zoomies.
then I also have a lisp and like just speech problems in general, I guess, that I've always had. And so that's where the mush mouth comes from through all my stories. I don't know where it's coming from now.
The marijuana.
What I'm trying to say is the vibe is good.
Yes.
My vibe is fine. I'm doing okay. Hopefully this vibe doesn't translate over into the stories I'm going to read today. Yes, I said stories, but we'll get to that. Dahlia, what's your vibe today?
Chilling like a villain. I feel the AC on me right now.
Good. I
Feel
turned it
great.
down a little bit so that would keep going. I was starting to sweat a little bit. I was like, that can't work. That can't happen. It's October. I should not be sweating.
I'm not a candy corn girl, but I kind of want candy corn right
I
now.
love candy corn.
Like, I like
and
candy
the pumpkins,
corn.
I fuck with them hard.
Okay, so
candy corn and the pumpkins.
It has to be like the specific. I think it's Barks.
Yeah.
Brock's. It has to be that candy corn because I've tried the other ones. They make them like like marshmallow flavor, and it's just not the same.
Yeah.
It has to be that original candy corn. But
Yep.
I love candy corn.
And I'm gonna eat the whole damn bag by myself.
So fucking good.
I like candy corn, as I was saying, but you guys seem like much more fanatics.
I think it's just the right time of year for candy corn. Honestly,
You're right.
I would eat candy corn year round.
I
love
would
candy
too.
corn.
I agree with that.
I like to stack them up, make them look like a little corn cob.
I also seem to that is fun to do, especially aesthetically. But like I have noticed, I seem to like candies that most people are like, ew, what? Like I like Peeps. I love Peeps.
I love Peeps.
I love a good Peep. It's
I
literally
love
just
black
marshmallow
licorice.
coated and colored sugar. What's
Hurt
not to
my
like?
teeth. Hurt my teeth.
I understand being too sweet. That's why I don't think I could do an entire bag of candy corn
No,
in
it's
one
the
sitting. I have to take a
texture.
break. But boy, do I love candy corn. All right. Dolly, did we get to your vibe yet?
That was my vibe. My
Okay,
vibe
cool.
was chilling like a villain, and also
Okay, I
candy
thought so.
corn.
I was like, I remember asking, but then I blanked and candy corn.
We ran away on the candy corn train.
Choo choo. All right. Well, like I said today, guys, I have two stories. No, I said multiple stories, but I have two stories, is what I'm trying to say. They're both shorter stories, which is why I'm doing two stories. You guys know how it works by now. But
Hopefully, if not,
After
hope
there it is.
I hope so.
maybe if someone's joining us for the first time, they don't know how it works. So if I have multiple stories, they are shorter stories. But if I have one story, it's a longer story. That's how it works. We go off of the word count, actually. Like we have a specific number of word count to where we're like, okay, this needs to be two stories, or this is good for one.
Not B. I just do one story.
Yeah, B's. Yeah, B's mostly here to listen to how jack shit crazy some of these stories can get and react accordingly.
Facts.
Yeah, that's what spawned the
No
idea
machine.
for the first original idea for this. Is like way before me and Dalia got together, we were watching like Nuke's Top 5 at my house after a game night one night.
Yeah.
And just the way you react to fucking scary shit is really funny. And so now we rolled it around a little bit. It's here, and I love this podcast. And I hope you do too, dear listener.
Dear listener.
Dear listener.
Dear Alexander. Sorry.
Well,
Copyright. Now we're gonna sue by Disney.
is that... I don't know what that is. I'd say that Disney has bigger fish to fry, but they really don't seem to be above going after children.
That's it's from Hamilton.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
okay.
doesn't Disney own Hamilton now?
Does it? I know it's on
I don't
Disney
know.
Plus.
It was on
but-
Disney.
Which is,
Sworn they
this
have
is
the
not
rights to it.
advertised
I
for
might
Disney
be
Plus.
wrong.
Go.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, go fuck yourself,
fuck them.
Disney.
Fuck
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
So I have a story. A story. A very storyish story.
Is it a never-ending story?
No, it ends.
Oh, okay.
The song doesn't though.
I do love. I do love the Never-Ending Story, though. I will say that. I used to love that movie growing up. I haven't seen it in so long, but that song is hype. It's good.
I grew up on it too, but I don't remember a damn thing about it.
I remember bits and pieces. I would like to watch it again eventually. However, this one doesn't have an intro, but I do want to ask you guys a question. What do you guys? How do you guys? Have you guys ever like had like that deja vu feeling in dreams almost, where you?
Yes.
Because that's happened to me quite a lot, and I almost never realize it's happening until obviously it's in the moment. Like, wait a fucking minute. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You mean like place-wise, like I've been here before?
Yeah,
in your
like
dream?
a place-wise or like even a situation.
You
right?
know that about me.
Yeah.
I do know.
I
that.
had a place that I went when I was a kid in my dreams, like
Mm-hmm.
frequently,
Yeah.
like a lot. It was like a place I'd be hiding. It was gigantic. It was almost magical. So
Well.
it's probably a lot different from your story.
Yeah. Probably is.
I had a really big deja vu moment recently, actually. I don't remember when the dream happened, but the moment was when I went to California for my aunt's funeral. I remember it in the dream, seeing the people that I saw. It was family that I hadn't seen in forever, in a living room with furniture that I didn't recognize. And all of a sudden, I was in the house for the funeral, and everything clicked, and I knew what was going to happen next. It was the weirdest thing.
It always is, because, like, I feel like that happens to more people than people like to admit, you know?
They call it coincidences, and, I'm just being crazy.
Yeah.
We're more powerful than we give ourselves credit for.
Well, let's get into my story then, which, as you probably can deduce, is about dreams.
Woohoo!
So, as told by the show Paranormal Survivor, I give you the tale of death dreams. Tampa, Florida, 1985. TJ Swick has the most intense and vivid dream that she has ever had in her entire life up to that point. In the dream, she sees her brother riding a bicycle. A van with big side mirrors was coming down the road. The van came up over the curb. Her brother's head hit the side mirror, flinging him through the air. TJ wakes up screaming. The dream had felt so real that she could have sworn that she had been there. And she was so relieved to wake up and find out that it had only been a dream. 2 days later, however, TJ receives a call. Her brother had just been killed, hit by a drunk driver without a license, driving a van that he wasn't supposed to be driving. As in her dream, the driver jumped the curb, hitting her brother, and left him to die right there on the sidewalk. He didn't stop. It was a hit and run. Her dream had come true, exactly as she saw it. While in Michigan for the funeral, at the time they had yet to catch the man who had done it. While at the funeral, TJ noted that there was a blue house about 4 blocks down that kept catching her eye. She couldn't explain it. She just felt like something kept telling her, like a voice almost, this house. It's this house. 2 weeks later, TJ reads in the paper that they had finally caught her brother's killer, and shockingly, the paper had posted the man's address. The address belonged to the same blue house that kept catching TJ's attention at the funeral. TJ believes now that this was her brother trying to lead her to his killer. If the story ended there, this ordeal would be easy for someone to chalk up to a coincidence, a gut feeling, right? However, TJ's deadly premonition about her brother's death would not be her last. One night, TJ wakes up from a dream about a friend of hers. In the dream, her friend came to tell her goodbye, explaining that she would be passing away soon. After coming home from work the next day, the person that TJ was living with sat her down at the kitchen table. "I have some bad news," she said. As her eyes filled with tears, TJ just said, "I know. Stephanie passed away." TJ can't help but feel cursed by this. All these people coming to her to tell her that they're dying, that they're leaving her. TJ's nighttime visions would keep happening. TJ remarked that it made it hard for her to sleep. She didn't want to because she was always afraid who the next person to visit her would be. TJ's dreams would continue on and off for the next 15 years. In 2006, TJ and her partner of 23 years, Pat, decided to go their separate ways. However, the two of them remained friends, and Pat even moved into the upstairs apartment at the place that TJ lives. One night, several months after this, TJ has another of her special dreams. This one was about Pat. In the dream, TJ sees Pat laying down, half on and half off of her bed, her skin looking gray. That morning, Patricia, Pat, comes down to TJ's apartment to have some coffee. TJ asks to make sure that she's feeling okay. And while Pat said that she was feeling fine, TJ remembers her looking not quite herself. TJ says that Pat looked really tired. Later that night, TJ was watching television when she hears a loud thumping noise coming from above her, coming from where Pat lived. Scared, she runs out the door and up the stairs to Pat's apartment. She rushes in to find Pat the exact way that she saw her in her dream, laying half on, half off the bed, skin a pale gray color. She remembers thinking that in the moment that this was all her fault, wondering if she had somehow caused this by dreaming about it. TJ learns that Patricia had lung cancer, and that it had been in the final stages. As time moves on, TJ eventually gets a new partner named Angel, who she immediately tells of her dreams. And while Angel admits to being a little skittish about it, she didn't doubt her whatsoever. TJ had gotten particularly close with Angel's uncle, who she called Uncle Mandy. That was her buddy, and she loved to listen to the stories that he would tell. One night, TJ has a dream of Uncle Mandy. In the dream, he said, TJ, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to tell my Angel that I love her. Tell Angel thank you for loving me and that she's always going to be my favorite niece. I love you both for all the time you've spent with me, but it's my time to go. After waking up from this dream, even though it was still early, TJ goes to the kitchen to make herself a cup of coffee and just be with her thoughts for a bit. This was Angel's favorite uncle. How was she going to sit there and tell her that he came to her in a dream? When Angel got to the kitchen that morning, all it took for the tears to start flowing was TJ telling her that she had a dream about Uncle Mandy. She knew what TJ's dreams meant. And for the first time, the first thing out of her mouth was, don't tell me he's dead. As TJ started to say he wants you to know he loves you and that you're his favorite niece, Angel's phone starts to ring. It was Angel's Aunt Donna, calling her to tell her what she already knew. As sad as they both were, TJ finds it a comfort that Uncle Mandy trusted her enough to deliver his last message to his niece. After that, TJ realizes that this phenomena that she once saw as a curse could also have a purpose, could be useful. And that purpose is listening to the voices that wish to speak, that still want to be heard. She feels like that burden that she had been feeling for 25 years has now been lifted, and she no longer feels that burden anymore.
That's really interesting. But also really fucked.
Yeah, it's really sad, first and foremost.
If my partner had a power like that, I don't know if I would want to know if they dreamt about me.
Yeah. Like, what do you do in that situation? Like, you want to be honest, obviously, but...
Right. Because if you know that we only got a couple days left, let's do what we got to do. But do I want to know? Mm-hmm. I can just imagine the sense of impending doom.
No, for real. And, like, you see this all the time with people who have these kind of abilities. Because this by far isn't the first time I've heard, like, of this happening. But they always, and which I think is human, they always have this feeling that, like, I'm the one causing this because I'm dreaming about it, not the other way around. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it usually is the other way around. It's usually just like, this is already going to happen regardless. But the fact that you know about it makes it feel like I could have done something.
Right.
And it's rough. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. Mm-mm. But
I'm glad she was able to turn it around in a positive aspect for herself.
100%. I'm so glad that she was able to find that, like, sense of purpose for herself. Are you okay, hun?
Yeah.
I can see you having a rough time over there. I'm sorry.
You want a hug?
No. That's the first time I think I fully cried on here. Tears were flowing, man. Woof. I'm a very sensitive person, unfortunately. Well, I should stop saying. I should stop saying unfortunately.
It's not unfortunate at all.
I'm learning. I'm a very sensitive person. So, and death is a very... What's the word? It's a hard subject.
No, yeah.
So yeah, that was really sad.
It was absolutely sad.
And I think there's a beautiful side to it. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't wish that on myself or any of you to have those dreams.
Right.
Because
I don't know how I would react to. I don't know if I'd want to tell anybody. I would want to convince myself that I'm just, like, crazy.
It would eat you alive.
It would, yeah, for sure. Especially, like, if I found out that it was actually happening, that these are, like, premonitions, these are something real, and I wasn't telling somebody,
right?
It would destroy me,
I think I would drive myself crazy saying, you need to go to a doctor. You need to go to a doctor now. You need to go see your doctor. Not that doctors can do anything on the spot for something like lung cancer.
Right,
You know, especially in the late stages like that.
It's not even that she knew.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
TJ didn't know what was wrong. She just knew the end result. And I don't know if Patricia or Pat, like, knew about it, like, or if it just came as a shock. Is everything okay?
I heard the doorbell.
Oh, I'm
just checking. You go ahead.
It's probably a package getting delivered.
Gotcha.
Because we're both expecting stuff today. Cool. Anyway, like, I wonder if Patricia knew. I mean, she had to have, right? Maybe. I mean, there's a possibility she didn't, but man, that's rough.
Yeah.
It's just the cat food, by the way. Nothing fun.
Oh, cool. Nothing fun, you said?
Yeah, just
All
the
right.
food for the cats.
All right, well, I do have a couple pictures for this one.
Yeah.
This first one is adorable. It's a little bit more lighthearted. This is of TJ and her partner Angel, which I believe they are still together. So this is the two of them. It was like a little photo shoot. I found it on her Instagram, actually, when I was looking.
Oh.
And this next one is about... This next picture is of the website of TJ and Angel's ghost hunting thing that they do. They started a ghost hunting team in hopes... It seems like in hopes of like kind of helping people out, especially like, you know, people experiencing these kind of things as well. But yeah, so, however, I do find the picture on this website to be extremely funny, and you guys are gonna... I think you guys are going to get a real hoot out of it. Tell me what you think of this. It is called the Silent...
What the fuck?
the Silent Whispers Paranormal Society.
That's fucking sick. I want that on a t-shirt.
It's giving
cool.
Alpha Wolf vibes.
Yeah.
It's for those to give an idea, it's basically what you ever see those like memes where it's like it's a skeleton and they're doing like quote badass stuff. It's that vibe basically.
Yeah, like, yeah.
I needed to say my tummy hurts.
Yeah.
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 Mm-hmm.
The shirt.
And being very brave
Oh,
about
you
it.
need. I thought you saying your
Yeah.
tummy hurts. Like, I'm sorry.
No. I need that sick ass skeleton crawling out of the grave like that with some fucking badass font that just says my tummy hurts.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think they're still doing the paranormal group today.
That's cool.
The website still seemed like it was, but I could be wrong. However, I think it's another silver lining and another really like cool thing that they decided like, hey,
Yeah.
we're having this experience anyway. Why don't we like try to help people? You know what I mean?
Right.
We try to help other people who have paranormal stuff going on. Okay. Well, I do have a second story. And I don't really know how to cleverly intro this one. Not that like these need an intro, but like I kind of talked about dreams before on the last one.
Mm-hmm.
But like I don't know. I'm just gonna go with this one and see what you guys think. Like,
Sure. Heard.
okay, so from the show These Woods Are Haunted, I call this story, "The Thing in the Cemetery." Virgie, Kentucky. Stephen and Kayla Blackburn live with their two dogs, Zoe and Oscar, about 500 feet from a cemetery that was actually started by Kayla's great-grandfather. And since Kayla's parents live nearby at the home where she grew up in, Kayla has lived next to the cemetery for basically her entire life. But on one summer day, as she was visiting the grave of her recently deceased grandmother, Kayla hears something in the graveyard. Something different than usual. As she cries to her grandmother's grave, Kayla realizes that she hears nothing. In a place where you can always hear birds chirping and leaves rustling from some animal or another, Kayla is confused to realize that for the first time ever, she hears absolutely nothing in this cemetery. Like, somebody just put earphones on her almost. Like, just nothing.
No bugs, no birds, no wind.
Leaves rustling.
Just silent? That's
Silent.
crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you run. When nature goes silent, you need to get the fuck out of there. Sorry, please continue.
As she looks around in confusion, her eyes rest on what looks like a shadow that stands next to a nearby grave. There was something very off about this shadow, too. Kayla estimates its height to be about 6 to 7 feet tall. And as she watches it, it seems to keep disappearing and reappearing, almost like it's fading in and out of existence. As Kayla continues to watch the shadow, what she originally thinks is just a trick of the light starts to take on more detail. Kayla says that it looks like this shadow was wearing a black robe that flowed all the way down to the ground. Kayla describes that as she watched the figure, it started to float up above the ground. The figure would hover above the ground, slowly glide over to another grave, and then sink into the ground. The figure, Kayla, scared of what she sees, takes off running as fast as she can. Which, correct response.
Same.
Mm-hmm.
When she gets back home, out of breath and panicking, she tells Stephen what she sees. Stephen, or what she had seen. Stephen, while acknowledging that something must have really scared his wife, can think of nothing more to do than to suggest that it may have been a trick of the light and to reassure her that everything was okay now, despite his worries that things may not actually be okay. After seeing this figure in the cemetery, Kayla reports that things would start to happen around her and Stephen's home. One day, she hears the sound of creaking coming from a room in her house despite being the only one home. And as she approaches the room that the noises are coming from, the door slams shut right in front of her. As she stands there in the hallway, shocked from what she had just witnessed, suddenly, another door on the other side of the hallway slams shut. No sooner does she spin around to look at that door, does another door in the hallway slam shut. And then another, and another. Terrified, she immediately runs out of the house. Later on that night, Kayla and Stephen are in the bed asleep when the sound of something wakes Kayla up in the middle of the night. She feels like she sees shadows around her room, but can't tell if it's the night playing tricks on her eyes or not. She starts to hear the faint sound of people talking, like a whispering sound almost. She gets out of bed and follows the noise down to her kitchen and out, or down to her hallway and out to her kitchen. Back in bed, Stephen is woken up abruptly by the sound of glass breaking and bolts into the kitchen to find Kayla shaking and hyperventilating. Apparently, she had also heard that sound, but neither of them could find anything to explain what they had just heard. There was no glass anywhere, nothing broken. 2 months later, Kayla asked Stephen if he had seen the dogs recently. While the couple would let the dogs roam as they please, Zoe and Oscar would usually never stray too far from the house, and always would come back when called. Worried, Kayla goes to make a lap around the area to look for them, while Stephen stays at the house in case they come back while she's gone. Eventually, Kayla finds herself looking for the dogs in the cemetery. And while she can't hear the usual telltale signs of her dogs playing together, she continues to search, getting more and more worried as she thinks of all the wild animals that have been seen in the area over the years. Suddenly, Kayla stops in her tracks as the smell of rotting flesh meets her nose, like there was something dead nearby. Her stomach drops and she feels nauseous as she calls for the dogs more frantically now. She looks around the area trying to follow the smell but can't seem to find the cause of it. All she can think is that something's not right here. Something's going on. Then, as she looks ahead, she sees it once again. The 7-foot tall, no hands, no feet, no face. The 7 feet tall. It's 7 foot tall, no hands, no feet, no face. The same cloaked shadow figure she had seen before. Kayla runs, feeling as if the figure was right behind her as she sprinted through the cemetery. But in her panic, she trips, landing face first on the ground. She can't get up. She can't run. All she can do is tremble as she turns over on the hard ground to look straight up at this thing. The shadow looms tall over her, not approaching closer, just observing her. Summoning all of her remaining energy, Kayla claws her way back to her feet and sprints back home. The dogs eventually come back later that day, but Kayla and Stephen both note just how scared both the dogs seemed to be once they returned, which was not common for either of them, at all. Kayla feels like the shadow used the dogs to lure her back to the cemetery and remarks that she had felt so confused afterwards with thoughts of death and all other emotions to the point that it's all she can think about for a really long while. Kayla says that she rarely goes up to that cemetery anymore and has a theory that this creature may be made up from all the negative emotions of the people who buried their loved ones in that cemetery. Stephen, who absolutely believes what his wife saw, thinks that the entity may be some kind of Grim Reaper figure, acting as a guardian over that particular cemetery. This idea worries Kayla, because if it is a Grim Reaper, why is it bothering her so much? And was this keeper of the cemetery trying to tell her that her time is coming soon?
That's interesting.
It's a very interesting one. Because we don't really know. We don't know what this thing was, why it was like, you can see me today, for some reason. Mm-hmm. What do you guys think it was? What is your opinions on this, given what we had just heard?
I like the idea of it being kind of like the guardian of the cemetery. Mm-hmm. And hearing the story of her second encounter kind of strengthens that thought for me, because it doesn't seem like it was trying to hurt her, almost like it was curious, like, oh shit, you can see me?
Mm-hmm.
Not sorry, I was fucking with my cup and forgot.
Right.
Anyways, not that it was, you know what I mean.
No, you're right.
Words are hard.
It didn't seem to do anything outright harmful.
Yeah.
Or really even anything outside of being annoying and weird.
Mm-hmm.
Because here's my thing, is if it's a guardian of the cemetery, I get so close, but why is it following her home, it feels like?
Right.
For all we know, it could not be that thing, but why are they now experiencing stuff in their home after this encounter? You know what I mean?
That's true.
And I don't know.
I think I would have reacted in the same way she did, and like the thinking of like the things that she was thinking. And,
Yeah.
like, I think that it's nothing short of real. Like when someone says like, "Oh, you're real for that," like she's real for that.
No, for sure.
So,
I heard the bell again too. Maybe we got in our package. But no, yeah, because there's different ways you could interpret this, right? Like, obviously, she's scared that it could be like this Grim Reaper thing being like you're next, kind of. But I do want to say this. I did look up how they, like, if they were still alive, if she was still alive. She is still alive. So,
I was gonna say, can we get a where are they now?
Yeah. From what I understand, she is still alive. So, everything is, like, peachy so far, at least. All these years later, I can't remember when this episode came out. It was probably around, I don't know. Maybe it was probably around mid-2010s, I would say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So if she's still alive, she's probably good.
Right. I wonder if they're still experiencing things. Because I don't know if they were clear about if the stuff had stopped after that.
Right.
But I will say the things that they did experience in the house is weird. Like, it's I would also be freaked out by the doors slamming randomly like that. That's terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
And the idea of hearing something being broken in your house, maybe, like, late at night, and you can't find the source of it, there's nothing that happened, that's odd.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, definitely would send me
It freaked me out
a
for
little
sure.
overboard. Yeah, it
Yeah.
would definitely make me feel some type of way.
Because I'm pretty
So-
sure they checked the windows and everything too, and they didn't find any broken in or anything. Like, there was just no explanation to why they're hearing these noises. And with the dogs, did the thing in the cemetery actually, like, use these dogs to draw her out, or did the dogs just get lost for a while? First of all, I'm a little upset you're just letting them run around. I get that, like, you may not be in the city and stuff, but she also admits that they had some wild animals and stuff in the area. Like, keep your dogs on a leash at least if you can't have a fence for them.
Right.
Like, what do you mean you just let them roam around?
Yeah, that's scary.
No, yeah, so that part doesn't make any sense to me. But, like, no, yeah, it's a weird one. What do you get? Again, what do you guys think? I know I say that and then I start talking, but
we did talk. We did.
No, you
say
did,
some stuff,
yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Mhm.
I think that it's hard to say what I think because, like, can we actually really know?
Yeah, because
You
what could
know?
it possibly be, right?
Old Stumpy out there, no hands, no feet.
Like, it could very well, like, I agree with B, I like the idea of it being the guardian of a cemetery, right? Like,
I almost want like someone to draw it all cutesy. Jordan.
well, unfortunately, that's not what happened. That's not what we're about to see soon in these pictures.
Oh.
Jordan, give it an uwu face.
Yeah,
Give it an uwu face.
Girly pop. Yassify this
Make
creature.
it touch its fingers together and make it a little cute,
Yeah.
like,
Make it blush.
W mouth, yeah.
Yeah.
Give it little,
the
like,
little eyes.
I was gonna say big ooh eyes.
Yep.
I also want to say, I think out of the things that they were saying, they were, like, theorizing, right? I don't think it's a Grim Reaper thing, obviously, because she's still alive.
Right.
If I looked it up and she had been dead, I'd be like, ooh, oh, that's even more scary.
If she would have been dead, I would have probably bit the Grim Reaper theory.
Right. Because again, it's not the first time we've heard stories like that.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to cover more of those on this show. But I like the idea of it being something made of, like, people's negative emotions that have come to bury their loved ones, which, like, could
That makes
imply that
sense.
a lot of graveyards and cemeteries will have this, which
Mhm.
I can totally see. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. What'd you guys think of that story overall?
I thought it was kind of cool.
Cool.
Yeah. Creepy, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a mystery we don't know.
I like mysteries.
When you were saying and another, all I could think of was Mr. Krabs when him and Plankton switched places and he's naked backing up from the Krusty Krab going, and the next day.
And the next day. Yeah.
And the next day.
For me, it was how many rooms are in this fucking house?
I believe it showed like 4 or 5 in the hallway.
I thought of like the Conjuring house, you know, like the upstairs Conjuring house where they do like the hide and clap.
Yeah, they do have a
lot of rooms like up there. That's what I envisioned. I don't know. So
I mean, back at our trailer we lived in, we had 3 doors in that hallway, and if all 3 of them started slamming one after another, that would still be scary.
And another. There was like 5 at least.
There was 5, I believe, at least.
I
yes.
have 4 in my hallway. Right there.
Yeah,
right
so
there.
like,
Yeah,
so
the 3 bedrooms and the bathroom.
It wouldn't be impossible. So
well,
like,
5. Yeah, 5, because there's a back door right there also. 1, 2, 3, 4,
so
5.
it's
right there.
I guess it. Okay.
You know what? Yeah, all right,
Yep.
cool. Okay, well, I have a couple pictures for you guys. Like just a couple. It's a shorter story. This first one, as always, this is Kayla and Steven, how they appeared as in the show when they were telling the story. Any comments on them before I move on to the next photo?
They never really has.
They look like children.
On...
Yeah, they're a pretty young couple from what I understand. What'd you say though, hon?
We don't usually comment on.
We don't usually comment on the people. I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay, and then this next one. So it seemed like the show, for the design of the shadow that she described, leaned a bit more into like the Grim Reaper side of things. Because this is how this entity was depicted as in the show. I'm sending now.
Oh.
Yeah, it's giving Grim Reaper.
Very much so. Like, it's even got the whole scythe thing. Like, they have it. Like, yeah, it's like right there, skeleton face.
Right.
Like, it's not very accurate to how she was describing it, for sure.
Yeah.
But I guess they were leaning into the idea of this Grim Reaper, which, like, do what you gotta do, right?
Right.
That is a theory, sure. Because also, why was it floating into... That was me. Why is it floating into graves and coming back out and going to the next one? Like, why is it doing that?
Yeah.
It almost feels like she noticed this thing. She noticed something she wasn't supposed to see. Like, she saw something she wasn't supposed to see, and this thing was, like, trying to be like, hey, don't. Hey, do not. Yeah, sorry, the light caught on my phone, and I saw Dalia go, huh, what? as it cast a light across the hallway. But yeah, so those are my stories today. A good set, a pretty good set, I thought.
Pretty good set.
Yeah,
very death themed today.
They were really death themed. Yeah. Damn that lisp of mine.
The words are hard. It's okay.
Words are really hard.
We speak a really difficult language.
We do.
We do.
Okay, we ready?
Yes.
All right. I have 2 stories today.
All right.
I do. So we have
We're twinning.
We're twinning. We have a total of 4 today.
Total 4 stories.
And I hate to break it to you, but I am going to be keeping up with the death theme.
I was just about to ask. Okay, cool.
Yep. So
Very death themed episode.
very death.
Not death. People can hear in these stories. I almost said unfortunately for some reason. That's not what I meant.
Unfortunately,
they can hear. No, go ahead.
Okay. So for this allegedly true encounter, I have some trigger warnings.
Oh, okay.
Which are mentions of suicide and specifically hanging.
Okay.
I've titled this one Hello Neighbor.
Okay.
So let's get into it. Wondering if anyone has ever seen a ghost that looks like a real person? My neighbor supposedly committed suicide 9 months ago. I do not believe it was suicide, never will. Fact is, he's dead. Our neighborhood was built on what I believe to have been part of the farmland of the County Poor Farm, which the high school had a plaque up about it not too far away. Next door and my house both have been full of ghosts since the houses were built. Friendly, no bad things. They only let you know they are there. Our resident ghost moved on after my father died. He didn't believe in our ghosts, yet after he died, he took over as chief haunter. He loved all things, I know. He loved all things electrical, setting off the microwave anytime my son was up to something, played my Dancing Santa repeatedly that he loved so much, and the finale was turning my TV on in my bedroom while my son and his friends were searching stuff on the computer.
Oh, I know
won't
what that
say it. I
means.
don't want to get
Ooh.
censored.
I know
yeah.
what that means. Okay.
So much that the boys finally unplugged the TV after several trips back and forth to turn it off. After it was unplugged, it continued to turn back on, frightening the boys to the point that they smashed in the button and ruined it.
Damn.
It's been a while since Dad's been here. The other ghosts moved on. I'm sure he quickly discovered my resident ghosts were definitely residing in our home with us, asking them to leave. I actually miss them. Yet, since my neighbor died, I've had a deep conviction of it not being suicide. Too many things not adding up for it to have been that. The ghost who I believe to be my neighbor has set my lights flickering. I always say, "Hello, Nick." He will make the light flicker once when I say it, then he waits a while to do it again. It's been a couple of months of no activity until I was outside 2 days ago with my son, now an adult. A man on a bike, riding extremely fast, was riding by the house. I looked up to see him smiling and waving as he quickly passed by on his way. I smiled and waved back. My son asked who it was, as I could only think of confirming he actually saw him too. Indeed, he had. I smiled and replied, "He looked just like Nick?" I wonder who it was. I'm not really sure. My son had not gotten a good look at him, only knowing it was a man on a bike that was waving. It's been bothering me ever since I saw him. He was heading in the direction of Nick's house, too. I miss Nick terribly. I miss his smile, jokes, and laughter. I saw my grandpa the same day he died. He was not transparent. He was as if he were still alive. Other than him, I've never seen another ghost until 2 days ago. Have any of you experienced this? Now, I'm going to go into comments here.
Okay.
Because I wanted more tea on why he was so adamant that his neighbor did
Yeah,
not
me
commit
too. That's what I was
suicide.
thinking.
So I wanted to figure out, like, okay, what's going on here? Is there more to the story?
Mm-hmm.
So someone commented, "Very eerie. If you don't mind sharing, what are the reasons you don't believe your neighbor's passing was self-inflicted?" And then they continued to comment. They said, "I wonder if his spirit is hanging around because he's trying to communicate with you what happened to him?" ? To which OP responded, "He supposedly hung himself, yet it was only 2 days before his youngest child's birthday. He was going to his mom's the next day to ensure she didn't spend the holidays alone since his sister died a few years prior. He didn't want his mom to be alone. His wife and kids were going to her family's side for their holiday celebration, and their first grandchild was coming in 2 days. He loved his kids. They were everything to him. The oldest was at his mom's, the middle at home with him, and his youngest had just walked outside to go to a sports event with his wife. In the short time of walking outside, that child realized they didn't tell Dad goodbye, so they came back inside, opened the door, and screamed.
Damn.
The middle child, yeah, that's hard. The middle child ran up, cut him down, ambulance came, but he was gone. The timing would not have been something he would have chosen. He also, in this part, it was a little, okay, buddy. He said he also liked himself way too much and knew he was very good looking, which you don't.
Right.
I feel like that's a little
That's a bit
crude. He said it doesn't add up. I will never believe he did it. Not him, not when he didn't want his mom to be alone, not with the youngest birthday in 2 days, not with the holidays in 4 days, and not with the grandbaby coming. Does not make sense. Another user replied to this, stating, "Oh my gosh, how tragic. Do you know how much time his youngest was out of the house for? Did anybody see anybody else go out of the house? What do you think really happened?" I was also curious. To which OP replies, "His youngest was outside long enough to get in the car, say, 'Wait, I need to tell Dad goodbye,' and ran back inside. I have no idea if anyone else was there. They don't talk about it. I think an adult stepson killed him out of rage, as he had serious anger issues, and he chose to make it like a suicide." The grammar was a little off, so I had to reword it.
Yeah.
Oof. "I pray I'm wrong. Forgive me, God, if I am wrong. I don't know if he was there. No clue. I do know they were fighting over her wanting him to move back in. So her being the wife, wanting the stepson to move back in. And he refused because he was protecting his kids. I do hope I'm wrong. The guy should not be living with anyone. He spits on his mom, the kids, etc. Family he was living with had kicked him out, and he didn't have anywhere to go. Now that dad is dead, kid moved back in, and the younger kids don't want him there. Just another reason dad would not have killed himself, knowing he had to protect his kids again. And that's OP's reasoning. So think what you want about that. I think it's a tough situation either way.
No, for sure, because like
regardless, the life is gone.
Yeah.
And that sucks.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes it's harmful to speculate if it was actually a suicide.
Oh, no, for sure. Because my thing is, like, if it was too quick, like, if he's like, oh, it was just the time the youngest went outside and then came back in. If that's too soon, that's definitely not enough time for a murder, I feel like.
I don't know.
Like, was he there at the time? Was he alone? Because then he'd have to know you're out, get in, do all that. Like, it's so much more. And also, it sucks. It's a shitty situation. But sometimes people who have, like, this depression, like, have this, it doesn't.
Look at Robin Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Look at Chester Bennington. Yep. Right? Yes. Sometimes it just, not that it doesn't matter, but they could have all this reason, and it's just the illness, it gets to them.
We gotta remember that OP also wasn't there.
That's true.
This is all hearsay.
No, this is literally just all speculation. He definitely has ghosts in his house, probably, but like he's just speculating that his neighbor's there. He's just speculating it's his dad or whatever, like, which is, I guess, fine, but why is your neighbor coming to you to flicker the lights a little bit?
Right.
Like, I don't know. This one, it feels a lot...
Main character complex, maybe?
A little bit. I also kind of get the vibe that he liked him a little bit more than he lets on. But that could just be... I don't know.
I thought it was interesting, so I wanted to
share. Yeah, it's for sure interesting. It's sad.
It had a lot... It had, like, more stuff than just paranormal. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, I hope it's okay, but I wanted to share it.
No, of course, yeah.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that happened, especially with him and his kids and his grandbaby on the way and his mom and that whole situation.
OP really seemed to know a lot about what was going on in the dude's life.
Especially considering he said that they don't talk about it. They don't talk about the day. They don't talk about what happened. He said that. Because when there was another specific they were looking for, and he said, I don't know, they don't talk about it.
Are you sure it wasn't they don't talk about the death?
That's what I'm saying.
I think that's, yeah.
Well, that's what I'm getting at.
Well, what I'm saying is he knew a lot about the dude's life, so what I'm getting at is maybe they used to talk a lot, and therefore, if they were friends in that way, like, I feel like his perception's already going to be skewed a little bit.
Yeah. I'd assume they were friends if he knew all his business like
No, me too, yeah.
I just don't tell everybody that, I don't go, hey, neighbor, you want to know what's going on in my life right now?
Right.
Yeah, I don't want my mom to be alone for the holidays, so I'm going to go spend some time with her,
Like, I don't know that about our neighbors.
Yeah, I don't know shit about our neighbors, honestly.
Yeah, honestly. No, but it's definitely interesting, but it's very skewed. Like, it's very unreliable narratory. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
It is. I hope there was no foul play. It's also
no, for sure.
If there wasn't too, both ways suck.
No, it's sad. It's very sad either way. It just doesn't make any sense to me how he could be like, maybe somebody murdered him, but you don't think there was enough time for him to do that to himself, but you think there was enough time for a second party to come in. Mm-hmm. You don't think there'd be a little bit more of a struggle. Then it's.
There's also like biopsies and stuff, right? Is it
biopsy
or autopsy?
Autopsy.
Sorry, I work in the medical field now, so brain does not. It's scatter. Okay, so you ready for the picture? It's pretty, it's not much, honestly.
Okay, sure.
It's just a stock photo of a noose.
Okay.
So,
The white
obvious
background and
reasons.
everything.
It's literally a stock photo.
No, that is just a cut out of a noose. All right.
I know
did this
you literally
directly.
said
You
this
literally
is just
said-
a stock photo of a noose, but
For
I
some
was
reason-
not expecting.
For some reason,
Yes.
I was expecting there to be a background. No, that's just
Something.
white.
Yep.
So this was directly after I did my previous one where my computer was all frozen.
Yeah.
So I was not wanting to click on random links right afterwards. And I was like, I'm just going to get
Understandable.
this stock image from Google.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
I don't know why that was so. It was so much more funny than
It's a
it
little
was supposed to be,
jarring.
which is not.
Yes. 'Cause you literally told us exactly
yeah.
what it was gonna be,
And yet-
it wasn't what I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, I said that's not like there's got to be more than
Wait,
that.
that's
Nope.
not.
Wait, that's not. Okay.
Any other thoughts before we move on to my next story?
I think
No.
I've basically covered everything I wanted to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you doing all right?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so this next allegedly true encounter comes from Reddit, and I call this one Blueberry Pie. So let's get into it.
Cool.
Yeah. Back in 2017, I used to live with my aunt in Minnesota, and while living with her, I had worked at the nearby Walgreens, which is about 35 to 40 minute bike ride from her place. This event happened in October, eerily enough. LOL.
LOL.
Yeah. But one night I had worked the closing shift, but we didn't close and leave until about 30 to 40 minutes longer than what we used to do because we had a lot of work that needed to be done. I biked to and from work, so as someone who believes in paranormal stuff, 100%, biking home at night was always an eerie thing to do because my mind would often go wild. Now, the route I take to go home is a somewhat isolated one. I have to go past a park and a lot of wooded areas, and it's barely lit up as there aren't many streetlights or houses for most of that route. I had just gotten to the park area where it's more naturey and woodsy. I was talking to an ex on the phone, and was currently my girlfriend at the time, as a way to ease my nerves on the way home. I had briefly looked down at my phone when I heard a weird screeching sound, which caused me to look up. There, to my horror, was this large, tall, deathly frail-looking humanoid creature that looked very white and pale, almost as if it was sickly. Before I could really get a good look at it, it dropped onto all fours and leapt into the wooded area. Seeing this, I panicked and began to pedal as fast as I could. Meanwhile, I could hear the thing taking chase, but remaining hidden in the woods. I could hear branches constantly snapping, leaves crunching. This thing was in pursuit. I got about halfway through the route to a point where nature stops being trees and woods and opens up into rolling hills sort of thing, just flat grass and a bunch of hills. As soon as I got to this point, I heard the thing stop chasing me, and complete silence. That's when I noticed a very peculiar scent. Blueberry pie, which really weirded me out because there are no houses, restaurants, or buildings of any kind around this area. So, for the scent of a freshly baked blueberry pie, my favorite pie, really seems sketchy. I paid no attention to it, as to me it was coming from the distant hills, as if this thing was somehow creating the scent to draw me away from the sidewalk and towards it. So I kept pedaling and eventually made it to where the townhomes were, and eventually back home to safety. Which, yes, I did throw my bike into the garage and run inside and up into my bedroom like a frightened child and turn on the light and TV.
Me too.
Now, it doesn't end there.
Okay.
A few days later, Halloween, when I started forgetting about the thing I saw, I spent the day handing out candy for my aunt and watching TV, YouTube, stuff like that until it was time to retire to the bedroom. Shortly after I had gone to my room, I again heard that weird screeching sound, and for some reason, my idiot self decided to check out the window, and there, about 40 to 50 feet away from the house, standing underneath a few trees, was the creature. Which, as he said, creature/thingy.
thingy. Yeah.
Yeah. Which made me quickly just close the window and shut the blinds. The next day, surprisingly, my aunt had asked me if I heard the sound last night and saw the thing as well. I guess from what she had told me, she had heard the noise and wanted to see what it was, so she took the dog and went into the backyard and had seen the thing standing there then, almost immediately drop to all fours and leap away. Now, when it comes to this thing's size, I'd say when I saw it standing on 2 feet, it was about 7 to 8 feet tall.
Damn.
I'm 6'7" tall, so it was quite taller than me.
That's a huge bitch.
Yeah, for real.
It looked pale, like it was nothing but skin and bones, yet moved incredibly fast from the speed it had leapt away and pursued me while I was biking home.
Okay.
Well, damn.
So that's a new one. Something that can mimic a scent that you really like.
Yeah.
Don't like that.
How does it know?
No, for real, because it's another.
That's
more of an intrusive thing as well, where it's like, oh, I know that they're gonna like this.
Is it in the brain? Is it they've been stalking you at your home? Like, what is it?
My first thought, for some reason, it makes it a little bit more and less complicated at the same time, where it's like, it's a scent that instead of, like, I'm making this smell like blueberry pie, it's like, I'm making this smell like whatever they're gonna like.
Yep.
So it's almost like the brain just interprets it as something that, you know, you like, which I'm putting science to something that's like, I thought it was funny how its response to apparently being sighted was, uh-oh, drop, leap.
Yeah, gotta go.
Uh-oh.
Oopsie daisy.
No, that's creepy though. Again, the thing that I keep going back to is how it was able to mimic the smell of something that he liked, you know?
Yeah.
But we also did get confirmation because somebody else, like you said, the aunt, right? That was who saw the creature with the dog. Yeah. That wouldn't make me... Honestly, I would want to feel like I was crazy. I would want to be like, I was just being crazy. That couldn't have been what I saw. And then if somebody else was like, no, I legit saw this thing, I'd be like, I hate this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Now it's real.
It's easier to believe I'm just crazy.
Yeah.
So, for the photo...
Oh, that's right. Okay, cool.
I have a depiction of a crawler from Journal Cases Online.
We get a lot of, like, crawler stories from
I
you.
love crawler stories.
Yeah. Oh,
If
that's a
you can
creepy
tell.
photo, too. Where'd you say this is from?
This is from Journal Cases Online.
Okay. Yeah, I am not a fan of whatever that is, ever.
You know that screaming picture where the dude's like, ah!
Yeah,
The
that
one
was
I shared from one of my stories?
That's what he looks like with no clothes on.
Ew.
Now you're picturing paintings naked, B. Come on.
I'm the warden of horny jail. What the fuck do you want from me, Dalia?
Well, is that the only one you have? The only picture?
Yes.
Oh, well, warden of horny jail. What wholesome story do you have for us today to end off today's episode? Yeah?
That's great. I have a story here that involves hospitals. It involves an ER. It's all good things.
Okay.
But I know
Coming from you, I would hope so.
hospitals can. Well,
You're the one source of good we
Thank
have
you for
for
saying that because I forgot for a second. I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
I know hospitals are a source of anxiety for some people, and that's actually kind of the focus of the story. So I just wanted to
Oh, for sure.
pop that
Like,
out there real quick.
I don't like being in hospitals.
Yeah.
Like, bad vibes.
Either. OP has titled this, "A chance encounter in the ER makes me almost glad I was there in the first place." The Click released a r/random acts of kindness themed video today, and it was sort of incredible timing because this wild encounter happened to me just yesterday. I had a leash-related jogging accident yesterday after work. Busted lip, chipped tooth, skin, knees, and palms, and a wrist so borked I thought it could be broken.
Oof.
So I had my husband take me to the ER for an x-ray. Not broken, but so badly sprained I'm typing this one-handed, so please forgive any typos. I don't know why I read that part out loud.
You're fine.
That's character.
But it's not broken. When I arrived at the ER, there was a pretty long line for check-in, and directly in front of me was a man with his daughter. The daughter had a hand over her chest and was pacing back and forth in tears. She kept saying, "Please, Baba, I need someone to see me now. It hurts, Baba." Her father was doing his very best to try to get her to calm down and was clearly very worried about her. He glanced back at me a couple of times as though to apologize. Now, I've experienced panic attacks most of my adult life, so I could see some very clear signs of a panic attack happening. In fact, I could feel panic hit me a little as I made the decision to break my mind your business bubble to reach out and try to reassure her. I asked her what was going on, and she told me that she was convinced her appendix was about to burst, that her chest was burning, and she was having trouble breathing. I tell her how I had something like that happen in college, and that it turned out to be a kidney stone, but I couldn't imagine how scared she must be. Her father offers that she must have had a hard start. Rewind. Her father offers that she had a hard start, that she had heart surgery as an infant at 6 days old, after a surgery on her skull when she was just a day-old newborn.
Damn, alright.
I would say something like, "It makes a lot of sense that you would have a lot of trouble being in hospitals," and then change the subject. I asked the girl her name. She told me her name was M. I asked if she was a student, how old she was, what her favorite class in school was, and she says English. And now I have a fresh new set of questions. Is she more of a reader or a writer? Reader. Has she ever been to the local speculative literature convention? Damn, let me try that again.
I thought you said it fine.
Yeah, you did.
Local speculative literature convention. She didn't know there was one. I tell her I help run it and give her the name of it. Her favorite book? She says The Bell Jar. And this surprised me.
Solid.
This surprised me so much. I just say, "Sylvia Plath? You've read Sylvia Plath at 13? I didn't read that until I was in my 20s. She laughs and says she really likes literary fiction and that the fig tree analogy really resonated with her.
Same, bitch. What the fuck? Holy shit.
At this point, she has some renewed pain in her stomach, and I tell her a little about box breathing. In through the nose, out through the mouth. I do it with her. I tell her that there are lots of things that cause pain in the area. Sometimes I get cysts on my ovaries or kidney stones, and I tell her that I believe how much pain she's in. No question. But also that if her appendix were about to rupture, she probably wouldn't be able to walk back and forth the way she was. I've built a little rapport, so this works to help calm her down until they finally call her name to the triage desk. Her poor father looks so relieved and thanks me before checking her in. When it's my turn to check in, I ask the triage desk if they have any of those little bottles of water. They direct me to a vending machine instead, so I send my husband for 2 bottles of water. I check in, go sit across from M and her father, and we chat some more. My husband comes back with a bottle of water for me and one for M, who has calmed down enough that she started asking me questions about what I'm reading lately. A nurse comes to take her to have some vital notids. A nurse comes to took her vitals. So we chat with her father while she's gone. I tell him she's a lot like I was at that age. Just really smart compared to her peers and learning to cope with the way that can make you feel isolated. N comes back and we talk more about literary conventions. I'm an instructor and panelist at a lot of conventions, so we talk about that and about how she's getting interested in writing. I had just got back from a convention actually, so I asked my husband to grab X product I make for writers that I'm not going to advertise here from the car to give it to her. All in all, it's about 2 hours from when we arrived until the nurse finally comes to take them both back to be seen by the doctor, all while we were chatting. When they go back, her father's almost in tears. He thanks me profusely, and I'm just sitting there weirdly grateful that my dog dragged me across asphalt and nearly broke my wrist because they gave me just as much as I gave them.
That's so sweet.
I love that one. That was
Wasn't
so
it?
nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was great.
I love the fig tree analogy.
So I've never read that book. I don't know anything about it.
Let me tell you about it real quick.
Go ahead.
Can I do that?
Please.
Okay, so essentially the fig tree analogy
Pause.
from the...
I'm going to send my picture real quick because
Okay.
it's a picture of the book. That way, while you're explaining the analogy, they've got the picture and all that up there.
Sure.
Is that okay? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. It's just the cover photo.
The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath.
Yes. Oh my God.
So
okay.
please explain.
I had a whole experience with this book in college, but
I think I need to read it.
So, essentially, oh my gosh, I'm getting so excited. So, the fig tree, basically what it is the fig tree represents all of these, like, dreams and goals in, like, her life, okay? And you sit under the fig tree waiting for a fig to fall so you could pick one to pursue. It's the same analogy of, okay, I have so many things I want to do with my life. I don't know how to pick one, so you just kind of freeze and you wait for something to come to you.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. It's kind of like a, hey, get off your ass and pick your own fucking figs kind of story.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in college, I used to go to like slam poetry and stuff like that. I
Yeah.
actually had a really nice conversation with one of the poets there, and she introduced me to that story because we got to talking about so many things that we want to pursue and stuff. And yeah, after that, I changed back when Twitter was acceptable.
Back when Twitter was Twitter.
Yeah, back when Twitter was Twitter. My bio on Twitter for the longest time was just chilling under my fig tree until my inner Sylvia Plath smacks the shit out of me. Yeah.
I love that.
Because-
That's cool, yeah.
Because yeah, like it really resonated with me. I had so many things that I wanted to pursue, and yeah. It's a really nice message. It's kind of, you got to look at it in a way that's do something with it.
Yeah.
Not oh, this is sad, you know.
No,
right?
for sure.
But there's more to the bell jar than just the fig tree.
Right.
Oh,
But-
yeah.
That's love it.
That's cool. No, yeah. I really like that story. That was really sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry for my tangent.
No.
But
No,
the more
I
you
don't
know.
apologize. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what I remember of it. Again,
I
it has
didn't
been
know
almost
anything
a
about-
decade.
I've never heard of the book. So.
Yeah, me either. I didn't know anything about it, so I'm
It's-
glad we got some insight.
Yeah, for real.
It has been almost a decade. So if I got anything wrong, I do apologize. But that's essentially the analogy from what I remember.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
And that was the only picture you had was the book?
Yep, that was it.
All right. Well,
Cool.
we got that then. Is anyone prepared this time to lead us out?
I'll do it.
All right.
Okay, guys. Thank you for tuning in. So our socials are going to be Facebook.
Oh, I forgot Facebook last time.
Instagram. Yeah, fucking Facebook. Man.
Yeah.
YouTube.
Fucking Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg from fucking Facebook.
YouTube, TikTok, but Blue Sky, but not Twitter, because
Fuck Twitter.
And yeah, you can also email your creepy encounters / wholesome stories to TPIBOTE at outlook.com. That is TPIBOTE at outlook.com. Does anybody else want to see us out, or am I doing the outro too?
That's all you.
All you.
All you, baby girl.
Wait. Please rate and review us anywhere you can, like Facebook, Spotify, Apple Music. Those are the Apple Podcasts. Those are the three main ones. Thank you, and continue.
Sorry for forgetting to tell
You're
you guys
okay.
to rate us. Anyway, thank you for tuning in, and as always, this podcast was based on true events.